Grunig lineage has been well documented back to the year 1525 with the birth of Peter Grunig in Bergestein, Switzerland. 14 generations later, also in Bergestein, Fred Grunig, Marian's father, was born. Fred, as a young man, immigrated to the United States in 1907 to work on his uncle's farm near Storm Lake, Iowa. 4 years later, in 1911, Fred married Maria Fett, who was born in Cherokee, Iowa, and they had 5 children: Roy, Ellen, Lorna, Lester, and Marian. Interestingly enough, there was a 4-year gap between each of the 5 children. Marian was born on March 12, 1928, and this is her only known baby picture. I didn't realize that a year later, in 1929, the Great Depression began. Mother didn't speak much of her childhood, but the pictures show a proud and proper family. Marian and Lester attended a one-room country school located on the corner near Fred's farm. Gladys Hargis, the teacher, taught all 8 grades until she had to retire when she got married. Married teachers were not allowed in those days. She married Roy Grunig, Marian's oldest brother, and they had 3 sons during her lifetime. She was very close to Lester, who was quite a character as shown with the pipe. He apparently passed some of that sense of humor at least to one of his children, Tom. Marian was only 14 when her mother died of cancer. She had told me that her deceased mother was laid in the living room for several days for people to come and view. That, she said, was quite difficult. Marian played the trombone in her early teens. Her band teacher needed a trombone player, and when asked, she of course said yes. Petite Marian playing a trombone would have been quite a sight. She also had a beautiful soprano voice, which you could only hear if you were sitting next to her at church. Her siblings offered a great deal of support during those teen years. Marian finished out her high school years living with her sisters in an apartment in Storm Lake. The closeness of the family was maintained throughout her life. The Cobblestone Inn was a very nice ballroom in Storm Lake, and that's where Marian met Arnold Kjolhede. Both of them loved to dance, and they did so for many years. They married and had 4 children: Luther, Candace, Jan, and Jeff. The Grunigs always had strong family ties and often would celebrate Christmas and other holidays together. Fred, Marian's father, passed away in 1983 at the age of 95. The majority of family vacations always involved the big old green tent. Marian enjoyed the outdoors, watching sports activities, and later in retirement, they took many tours throughout the country. The farm was purchased in 1976 and the new house built in 1978. Marian always loved flowers and did much of the yard work. The farm place was always kept very pristine. Marian always loved all her grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so on, and that love was reciprocal. Everyone loved Grandma. Arnold and Marian were married for 58 years when Arnold passed away after a lengthy battle with a type of leukemia. The love and respect they had for one another was very obvious and very admirable. The emotional strength exhibited by Marian throughout that difficult time was extraordinary, and the next 17 years of her life, she found happiness and comfort in her faith and by staying in contact with her large family and many friends. We all love you, Mom. Rest in peace.